innovation within a sector like this cannot happen in isolation, which is why we're joined here today by Anthony Browne, Minister for Aviation and Decarbonisation of Transport, to tell me how the government can be instrumental in making change required.
I'm very keen on people flying, people being able to fly. I want people to be able to go on holiday and to go on business and so on. But actually also we've got to do it in a way that protects the planet. And so that is a huge mission. It's a huge technological transition. It's unprecedented. It involves so much work and research across industry. And it's great coming here and seeing them all in one place. The different companies are looking at hydrogen flights. They're looking at making more efficient engines, looking at other measures that can help make aviation more sustainable. But my role as a minister is really to help galvanise the whole sector and to make sure that we have the policies, the laws and regulations in place to make sure that aviation it becomes sustainable. And there's reasons why aviation is more complex. Obviously, you have to fly, which is a difficult thing. It has to be lighter, etc. So we don't know what the final solution is going to be technologically, and there'll probably be many different solutions. So I was talking to people making electric planes earlier. There's already one electric plane in the UK. It's very small. You probably won't be able to have big long-haul electric planes, certainly not for a long time because batteries are too heavy. We think hydrogen might be part of the solution to that, and there's obviously various companies looking at hydrogen planes, lots of technological challenges around that. Sustainable aviation fuel is clearly a huge part of the mix, at least in the medium term. It's the one thing we can do to really rapidly decarbonise aviation. It cuts emissions by about 70%, and that's why in the UK we've introduced this sustainable aviation fuel mandate. 10% of all jet fuel has to be sustainable by 2030. But again, there are technological challenges there. There's lots of different ways you can make sustainable aviation fuel. You need to be able to do it at a big commercial level. We fund a lot of different companies and researchers doing a lot of different improvements and trying to get sustainable aviation. But we have to do that because we don't know how fast the different technologies will develop and which ones will end up winning out.
And how important do you feel the government's role is in helping catalyse these essential technologies?
Well, I think the role of government is absolutely critical. I don't think this would really happen without government. I mean, both from pressure but also support and creating the right regulations and legislation. I know the industry wants to get to net zero, but it's very difficult to do that when they've got their own commercial pressures and they know their future depends on becoming sustainable. But it's very difficult for one individual company to say, right, we're going to do this, we're going to make the market work like that. That's why we need rules on things like sustainable aviation fuel, very, very heavily supported by industry. As 10% of all fuel needs to be sustainable by 2030. We've done many other paths supporting that. You need the government to coordinate things, to coerce, to help fund things and create the right playing field, the right laws and so on. So the mandate is about demand for aviation fuel, 10% of all aviation fuel sustainable by 2030. What we've also done is we've funded, we've got the Advanced Fuels Funds, that's over £130 million. We've given to 13 different project companies to develop sustainable aviation fuels, to develop the technology for it. But we've also set out a revenue certainty mechanism, and this is to give investors in sustainable aviation fuel the certainty they can get the price for their product that they want, because they face a lot of uncertainties. They can know what price they can get for their products they make. It gives them the certainty they need to be able to invest, not just, tens of millions or hundreds of millions, but actually you're talking about billions of pounds worth of investments. So we've announced that, we're consulting on it, and then we'll bring it out later this year. But that will come in 2026. But again, it's something that industry are asking us to do. They say it's absolutely critical. Without the revenue certainty mechanism, they won't get the investment in the production of sustainable aviation fuel in the UK.
We look forward to seeing how your work with the Advanced Fuels Fund continues to fuel growth. And thank you very much for your insights today, Minister.